Okay. So while we're waiting for everybody else to join, a couple of announcements. Announcements are that watching the video is no more optional. I have mandated it with some change in the process itself. Here comes Vivana. So every class, no matter how much time I'm wasting, everybody is. Okay? You still have to watch the video. Meaning, if you look at every class's video, even if the class goes on for 1 hour, the actual meat of the content would be only for 15 to 20 minutes. Rest of the time we are either practicing problems or I'm giving you guys some theory behind. So when you are watching the video, you don't have to spend 1 solid hour for watching the video. You have to just keep skipping the video to the point where you are finding something relevant for you, which you want to note down as your takeaway from the class. And once you watch the video, I would want each one of you to put a comment saying, okay, sir, this is Garv. I watched the video, and in this class, we learned concept ABC. That's just one liner. Because that will go into the books, that will go into my records. And I'm counting all these parameters for how you guys are engaging in the class, how you are performing in the class, how you are doing assignment, how you are asking questions, how you are taking maximum benefit. So in 3 months, when I consolidate that view, some of you will get some prizes also. That's the motivation that I'm trying to create for you guys. Okay? So it's just not about learning math from me, it's about enjoying it. Okay? Alright? So let's get started. Yes, I can see Sid's screen now. Wonderful. So what is that we are going to do today? If your Google account would not let you send comments, that's interesting to know. You can use your parents' this thing, that's okay. So you can in your device you can ask your parents to log in for you, and then probably just watch it once, put a 1-line comment. Because see, ultimately what I'm seeing is, if I'm creating a video for the class and there are 20 kids in the class or 15 kids in the class, I see 2 views. When I ask the kids, did you watch the video to revise and make your notes? Yeah, everybody says I watched. But the data doesn't say so. I'm trying to enforce that because that's the only way we can ensure the effectiveness of the class. So let me do one thing. See where is Saisa. Okay. Alright, I send a reminder to her, and I see Prakhar is here already. So now, quick question to everybody. What did you learn in the last class? Linear equations. Different forms of linear equation. Yeah. If I try to be more specific, what were the 2 forms of linear equation that we talked about in the last class? Yep. Slope intercept form and standard form. And then we check how do we relate a standard form to a slope intercept form. Meaning, if I have an equation any linear equation in the form of slope intercept form, how I can use the coefficient of x square, x and the constant to derive the slope and the y-intercept. Yeah. So in today's class, here are the topic that I have planned, okay? And you guys can certainly ask for more. But what I have planned is, come on. So this is what I planned at 12:30 in the night yesterday. Before going to bed, I was thinking, okay, what are the things that I'm going to bother the kids with tomorrow? So if I was half asleep and if I planned something incorrect, you guys can let me know. So our plan for today would be, we will look at how do we deal with slope of horizontal and vertical lines. What does it mean? We know that slope of a line means something, but how does it relate to a line which is horizontal or vertical in nature? We will look at point slope form of linear equation. That is the 3rd form. So we have to talk about standard form, slope intercept form. What is the point slope form? And then we'll also talk about a brief introduction about system of equation, because that is going to lay the foundation for us with respect to dealing with linear equation and then 2-point form. Meaning if you are given any 2 points in the universe and you have to find out the slope of the line joining these 2 points, how do we go about it? Yeah? So let's start with slope of vertical and horizontal line. Let's try understanding what does it mean to us. When we say this is my content plane. If I am talking about this line, we know what is the slope of it. Rise over run. Yeah? You will pick up any 2 points and see how much is your run and how much it has risen along the y-axis. So rise over run gives you the slope of the line. Now the question here is, we know the concept of slope, rise over run. If my line that I am talking about is horizontal in nature, what is the slope of this guy?
0.
Okay, that's one point of view. If my line is vertical, what is the slope of this guy? Think of this like the slide that you guys would have used when you were smaller, right? If your slope, if the slide is like this, and you're sliding it down, sliding down the slide, if the slope is getting steeper and steeper, and imagine you sitting on a slide which is like this. You sit here, come down in no time. So we are talking about a vertical line or a slope of vertical line. What does it mean mathematically? Prabhav, Aryas, Vivan, Sid, Arnay, Garv and Prashad.
Wait, so for the vertical line, the run would be nothing, but you would have the rise.
Run would be nothing, okay?
And then for the horizontal line, it's vice versa.
Yeah, okay. Anybody else? I heard Garv's point of view. He's saying that when I'm talking about horizontal line, my slope is 0. When I'm talking about the vertical line, what is my slope? Okay.
Rise over 0.
Hmm?
Rise over 0.
Rise over 0, what does it mean mathematically? Ivan, imagine you being given a task of sitting on a slide which is vertical in nature. I know you would not want to get hurt using that slide, but mathematically what will be the slope? 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 90, 99, 200, whatever. Yep, yes, RH.
45 until the second one.
Say that again.
So,
Slope of a vertical line is how much? That's the question. 1, 0. Okay. Yes. Okay. Prabhav. Undefined. Sid. What do you think? Undefined. Okay. Get into the habit of shouting back at your teacher without being disrespectful. Okay. What I mean by that is, say things loud and clear. It's okay if you guys are being loud. It's more important to be clear. Okay. And I don't get offended if you are saying it with a very high pitch. Make sure that you're not abusing me, that everything else is fine. Okay? Now, mathematically, if you look at it, I would not want to overwhelm myself and you guys by putting anything complicated around the concepts. Our one thing will remain same. Whether you are in this class or you are in a better class or you are in a wonderful class, our concepts would remain the same. Our basics would not fluctuate. So if I am talking about slope will always be defined as rise over run. No matter whether we are talking about this in 2026 or whether we are talking about it in 2050. Okay? This is the basic definition of slope. That will not change. Now let's come to this one. So if I am talking about this line, look at this. If I am picking up 2 points here, this is A and this is B. This is my run What is my rise? It's a horizontal line, it's not rising at all. So my rise is actually 0 over whatever, be it 1, be it 20, be it 50. I mean, I can pick any 2 points, right? So whatever is the value, let's say this is 10. My run is 10. I'm taking an interval of 10 value along the axis. 0 over 10, 0 over 1, 0 over 9, whatever be the case. My slope is 0 for a horizontal line. Or in practical terms, there is no slope. Imagine one of us trying to slide down a slide which is horizontal in nature. You can walk on it, but you cannot slide. Right? So there is 0 slope. Now come to this one. Vertical slope. Vertical line. See, look at this. There is no run. You are not moving along the horizontal axis at all. You are in the same place along the horizontal axis. There is no run. Run is this way. Rise is this way. There is no run. So here when we are talking about slope for the vertical line, there is no run. There is only rise. And you can see the rise is way too much. Let's not worry about how much. Let's say, okay, I'm only talking about one rise. 1 over 0. Any number over 0 is undefined or infinity. So I'm talking about exorbitantly high value of slope. 1 over 0 or 2 over 0, even 0.5 over 0 is a huge number that you and I, with normal skills, normal human abilities, you cannot derive it. That's why it's called undefined. You don't know how many times you will multiply, what number you will multiply with 0 to get 0.5. You multiply by 1000, you are still at 0. You multiply by 1 million, you are still at 0. It's not increasing. 0 is not increasing. You multiply by 1 trillion, then still it is 0. So you are talking about an unimaginably big number to get to even 0.5.
Infinity, right?
Infinity, I mean that's right. Any number that you cannot imagine. Infinity is not defined, right? None of us have seen how big is infinity. I mean, we just have seen one car brand named Infinity. Yeah, that's a luxury brand of Toyota. Yeah, but nobody has seen infinity as a number. Yeah. If any of you want to get creative and say, have you seen infinity? Yeah, I've seen 10 infinities in my life so far. There are 2 infinities in my neighborhood itself. But that's a car brand, not the number. Okay? Alright, let's move on. So we saw what do we mean by slope of a horizontal vertical line. What it means in simple terms, there is no slope for a horizontal line or 0 slope. No slope is 0 slope. And there's an infinite value of slope for a vertical line. And I'll leave it to your creativity how big the slope is. You will say, oh, you know what? I have a vertical line with a slope of 2 gazillions. Okay, wonderful. Figure it out. Yeah? Or file Google. That's what Google is another. Recently I learned that okay, Google is used as a term to represent a huge number. Okay? Alright, shall we move on? Okay. Now let's look at the next part, which is point slope form of a linear equation. Okay. I have, let's say, so far we have seen y equal to mx plus c as a slope intercept form of linear equation. We have seen ax plus by plus d. I am not using c because that will get us confused. Okay? Or we will use this as a d. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. This is a standard form. Now let's talk about a third form which is called point slope form. What that says is that in a coordinate plane, if I have a straight line, okay, this straight line could be represented by linear equation that passes through a point, let's say x1, y1. Okay? Then you can say slope I'm just thinking. Does anybody remember what is the formula for point slope form before I go into it? Prabha, Vivan, Sid, Prakhar. What is the formula? What is the formula for point slope form of a linear equation? Yep, Vivan, go ahead.
Y equals mx plus b.
That ms plus d, that is slope intercept form. I am saying point intercept form. See the one point form.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, sure. Just think about it. I will not be here. Raghav, you need water? Sure. Okay. Anyway, water is good for health, okay? You can drink water. Alright. One point form or point slope form, whatever you call it. Nobody remembers it? Prabhav? No idea? Okay. Tell me what is the equation? I'm just looking for the equation. Yeah. Exactly. Y minus y1 equal to m x minus x1. This is called the point slope form. And here there is nothing different with this guy, okay? This says that if you have any point on the line with the coordinates x1, y1, then and this line passes through the origin. Okay. Here we are not talking about any what do you call it? We are not talking about any y-intercept or x-intercept. Prabhav, is that the right definition? I'm just trying to make sure that my definition is not wrong. It says, I'm sorry, what? No, I'm saying the point slope form says that if you have any line or any linear equation that passes through x1, y1 and also passes through the origin of the coordinate plane, then you can represent the equation in this form: y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. Is that the right definition or is there a different definition? That's right. Vivan. So see, I am very good at calculation. I might go wrong at definition. So what I will do is I will just look at point slope form of linear equation. Let's see what does this say as per definition. Yeah. Yep. So this one says that point slope form just says that if you know a point with x1, y1 and the slope, then you can represent the equation in this form. The only precondition or the presumption here is that this line passes through the origin of the coordinate plane. So again, if you guys are thinking that it's getting a little too much, let's look at all the equations of the form we have seen so far. Y equal to mx plus c, where this c or d, whatever it is, this says where the line is touching the y-axis. This is my y-intercept. ax plus by plus c is nothing but the standard form, the most generalized form. It doesn't give you much clue, you can relate to it. Third form says point slope form, meaning if you know any point x1, y1 on the line and you know the slope of that line, you can represent this in the form of y minus y1 equal to mx minus x1. And the assumption here is that this line passes through the origin of the coordinate plane. Now you will ask me why. Why even I am talking about that? But before I do that, let me put another form. This is called 2-point form. And these two are related. 2-point form, which says that slope of a line is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, where the 2 points are x1, y1 and x2, y2. So basically, if you look at this guy and this guy, they are pretty close and related. Now let's come to this one first, 2-point form. This is saying that if you have any 2 points in the coordinate plane, this is x1, y1 and this is x2, y2. It says the slope of the line joining these 2 points would be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. And we kind of agree to this. This is x1, this is x2. This distance is x2 minus x1. This is my run. This point y coordinate is y2. This point y coordinate is y1. This distance is y2 minus y1, which is my rise. My slope is always rise over run, which is m equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Nothing different, nothing new. So 2-point form actually redefines or reiterates that you don't have to go hunting for a slope of the line. You just subtract the y coordinates value and divide that by x coordinates values difference. Yeah? Does it sound okay? Similarly, the 1-point form or the point slope form says the same thing. This guy says that, look at this one, if you explode this or rewrite this one, when you put x and y on the same side, you will see that m equals y minus y1 by x minus x1. Same thing. Here y and x are any two generic values, okay? Any point on the line. So let's say if you have this line and you know this x1, y1. Here it's saying slope of this line would be y minus y1 by x minus x1. So pick up any point, find out the x and y coordinates, plug in that value, difference of that will give you this. So net point slope form, 2-point form, they are quite related, and only thing that they say is any 2 points you pick up, find out the difference of y coordinate value, divide that by the difference of x coordinate value, that will be a slope. Same thing, 2 different packaging. Does it sound okay or not really? Prabha, Arnay, Adesh, Ivan, Seth, everybody okay? Garg, Prakhar? Okay, now enough of talking, right? Just talking doesn't help much. Let's look at some problems so that we can relate to whatever concept that we have talked about and how relevant is that for solving some problems. But a quick summary of what we have talked about with respect to different forms of linear equation are y-intercept form, standard form, 1-point form and 2-point form. Point slope form or 2-point form. That's all. These 4 forms we have learned so far. Let's look at how are we applying this one. So here I have a coordinate plane and I have a line that passes through it. This point is minus 4 when it comes to x value. This point is minus 2 It's saying find out, this is x coordinate obviously, this is the y coordinate. This is saying find the equation of the line. Use exact numbers for negative y intercept, type a negative sign. That's coming in the question. So basically what I'm saying is, this question says this line is passing through this point and this point. Here the x value is -4, y value is -2. You have to find out the equation of this line. How will you go about it? Write the equation of the line that is representing this guy. And what you have is only the 2 points where it is intersecting x and y axis. How would you create the equation of this line? Somebody got dropped off. Who was it? Let's see who is missing here. No idea?
Wait, so what was the equation again?
We have to find out the equation. That's the question. You are only given 2 points, and you have to find the equation of this line that is represented by that is actually doing this magic for us. Prabhav, Vivan, Ayush, said Arnay said keep your video on. There are at least 4 ways in which you can find out this equation. You know that this line is passing through these 2 points. Okay? Prabhav, any idea how do you go about it? Any one option? No? Vivan? Yes, go ahead, Prabhav, you're saying something. Okay. Vivan, any idea? Say it one more time. Y equal to negative half x plus 2. We'll see. I don't know that yet. Okay. Now I'm sorry. Okay. As you say. Yep. Now I know only one thing, that is slope of a line is rise over up. Yeah? That is one thing. Then we have seen different forms of equation. Y equal to mx plus c, ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Third form is the point slope form, where I know one slope and I know one point. That is another way to represent the line. Fourth one is called 2-point form, where I have 2 points, from that I can find out the slope. Now, I have 2 points. Let's look at the coordinates first. What is the coordinate here? X is -4 and y value is 0, because this is on the x-axis. This point's coordinates are what? X is 0 because in the y-axis, and y is -2. Yeah? Now if I have 2 points, I can find out the slope. Let's say this is point number 1 and this is point number 2. So it will be x1, y1, x2, y2. If I have 2 points and I have to find out the slope, my 2-point form says that slope will be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Any linear equation that we ever talk about, there are only 2 things that you find out, the slope and the y-intercept. Once we find these two things, we are good. That helps us define the equation completely. Okay? I just need the slope and the constant, where my line is intersecting the y-axis. The 2-point form helps me find out the slope. Or even if you don't remember the 2-point form, forget about it. We don't have to lean on memorizing a lot of things. But we still know slope is rise over run. Yeah? Okay? Now we have these 2 points. How much is my rise between these 2 points? My rise is downward. I am going from 0 to -2. Between these 2 points. How much is my run? How much is my s increase? I am going from -4 to 0, so I am still increasing it.
Yes, so 4.
4. Yeah? -2 over 4, which is -1 over 2. Yeah? Did I make sense? Said Arias, Prabhav, Arnay, Prakhar. Simple thing. Rise over run, that's what we remember. Now, still, we cannot discount the 2-point form. The 2-point form also says y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 will be my slope. This is my y, x2 y2, this is x1 y1. So when you are looking at y2 minus y1, y2 is minus 2 minus y1. Your y1 in this case is 0. By x2 minus x1. Your x2 is 0 minus x1 is minus 4. So this is minus 2 minus 0 is minus 2. Minus into minus becomes plus 4. Same thing literally. Same thing. Same thing understood in 2 different ways. So if you are looking at 2-point form, that is nothing but a repeat telecast of what we know with respect to the slope of a line. Yeah? Does it sound okay? Prabhav, Said, Ivan, Arias, Anna, everybody?
Good, so the 2-point form is just another way of finding the slope.
Exactly. So basically 2-point form, see, we are always talking about slope of a line as rise over run. That's the most basic underlying concept for slope of a line. 2-point form gives you a mathematical representation of that. That's it. How much is my rise? So how much I have gone with respect to y between this point and this point. So this difference is y2 minus y. How much is my run? Meaning how much I have increased from initial value of x to the final value of x, which is nothing but x2 minus x1. Here this is x2 and this is x1. Subtracting it. So 2-point form and the definition of a slope are the same thing. Same story with 2 different narratives. That's it. Make sense? Yeah. So we found the slope which is -2 over 4 or -1 over 2. So why I am deliberating on this one, because I am saying that okay, you can find it by just going by the definition of slope or using this understanding. Any which way is okay. So there are 2 methods that you can use up to your convenience. Okay. Now we found the slope. So here I will say y equal to minus 1 by 2x plus c. What is my c? C is my y-intercept, meaning where the line is intersecting the y-axis. Isn't the line intersecting the y-axis at -2? Done. Yeah, this is what Ivan said, right? And Ivan was trying to be positive. Now he said, no, I will not be positive, I will be negative here. Yeah? Because intersecting the y-axis is negative. That was the only change that we did to his answer. But yeah, consequence is what it is. Yeah? Is it making sense? Now? A little bit? Yep.
If it's like going down, then how is it like positive?
It's not positive, it's negative.
No, negative.
Plus,
This one?
yes.
It has nothing. See, y-intercept has nothing to do with going down or going up. I can have, see this is a good, at least thinking around it, good that you are thinking about it. But look at this one. If this is my equation, if this is my coordinate plane, I have a line going downward, meaning the slope is negative. My rise over run is negative, meaning for every increase of x, my y value is decreasing. So I am telling you all the stories that goes in my mind. This is negative slope, meaning for every increase of x, my y value is decreasing. Okay? I can still have same y-intercept with a positive slope also. So what I mean by that is y equal to mx plus c. This c has no bearing in the slope of the line. This is just saying where this line touches the y-axis. So look at a negative value of c. I can have a line going up, meaning a positive slope. I can have a line going down with a negative slope at the same point. Make sense? Yeah? Everybody okay with that? So this C is not powerful enough to influence the slope of the line. This just says where this line is touching the y. Yeah? Okay. So let's, everybody clear now, right? Ready for the next paranormal activity to get haunted? Okay. Alright. So let's go to the next one. This time the question says here is 7 and I will try to make sure that I give you guys minimal information. We have to find out the equation of this line. This line is touching y-axis at 7, axis at 2. Find out the equation of the line. And you guys have exactly 2 minutes. Let's see. Go for it. Do some scribbling. See, if you have to solve any problem, there are 2 things that you would always want to do. One is draw it. First thing is write the question, and second thing is whatever comes to your mind, try creating an optical image of that. So once you get the optics, you'll be able to take it forward.
What's the word you have to find?
Equation of the line that is doing all this magic for us. And again, just to repeat, this line is touching y-axis at 7 and axis at 2. Yes, understood. Everybody doing it? All right. Who has answered? So see again, it, interestingly, I'm not a magical teacher. It's not like no, I explain something in one go and you will start becoming champions right after that. It will come with a lot of practice. So that's what I'm trying to insist you guys to do right now. Okay? Anybody got the answer? Prabhav, Vivan, Arya, Sid, Anna? Now? How about girl or Prakash? No?
I told you I was supposed to find a single equation.
It's a single line, so it's a single equation only. So see, we'll always keep things as simple as possible. So when I'm talking about, let me make sure that you guys are not, your brains are not getting heated with the problem. Okay. So if we are seeing one line, there is only one equation. That is for sure. Okay. What did I do? Where's my? Oh, yeah. If I have two lines, then there is two equations. So right now we are talking about only one line. We want any idea what the equation would be for this line? Not yet. Okay, I'm not going to give you guys more time for this one. This is a line, straight line. It can be represented by linear equation. My simplest thing is y equal to mx plus c, because this helps me create the equation of a line very quickly. If I know the slope and if I know the y-intercept. What is my y-intercept here? 7. Who is stopping me from replacing c with a 7? Nobody, right? Done. Half of it done. Now we have to find out the slope. How do I find out the slope? Rise over run. How much is the rise here? See, it is going from 7 to 0 by the time it comes to this point. Between this point and this point, slope. And you can see, the dirty technique is you can randomly choose any 2 points and see how much is the rise, how much is the run. Here, since we have the 2 points given to us, what is the rise here? Rise is, it's not rising, it's falling actually. Minus 7. With x increasing from 0 to 2, y value has fallen from 7 to 0. So my rise is rise over run. When you are solving any problem, okay, what I will do? Y to the mx plus c. Do I know c? Yes, I see. Put that. Do I know the slope? Okay, let me find it out. Slope is rise over run. See how boring it gets for you guys, right? When I'm doing the same thing over and over again. How much is my rise between these 2 points? I'm actually falling, so my rise is negative. It went from 7 to 0. How much was my run between these 2 points? 2. Minus 3.5. If anybody stops me in between and says, I will not let you write minus 3.5 in place of m, I'll get super mad. Nobody is stopping us from doing that. That means a problem like this, for kids like you all, it should not take more than a minute. And this will happen, this will start happening when you start doing more and more practice. That is why I am giving you guys an assignment to keep yourself up to date with that. And that is where when you will watch the video and see me doing the same boring stuff, you will also get tired. That this guy doesn't have any creativity. He does the same boring stuff over and over again. Can I also mimic the same thing and kill any confusion that I might come across otherwise? Yeah. So see again, math is interesting and boring at the same time. Why I say so? Because it doesn't evolve. As long as your basics remain rock solid, you are ready to do fist fight with people when they ask you to change the concept. That means your concepts are strongly associated with you. And then after that you are just applying and doing the same boring stuff. So it's simple and boring. That's what I strongly believe in. And the creativity will come from the problems that we will see. Okay? So you guys saw couple of examples. Is everybody clear? Okay with that now? If I say my name is Biren Kumar, first time you will not remember it. If I say my name is Biren Kumar one more time, next time you will be a little more comfortable with the name. Third time if I say the same thing, then you say stop saying your name again and again. I remember it. It's Biren Kumar. Yeah? That's what we are doing right now. Let's go to the next topic. The next problem is a little bit interesting. Actually, this is an easy one. I am doing this more like what do you call it? A refresher for you guys before we go to the interesting and difficult looking word problem. It is saying complete the equation of the line through minus 8 comma 8 and 1 comma minus 10. It is saying complete the equation of the line that passes through minus 8 comma 8 and 1 comma minus 10. Can you guys do it? Do it. And I will give you guys only probably 1 minute for doing it because I have an interesting word problem right after this one. And if you guys are thinking a little longer, that's okay, I will do it because there is nothing new about it. Okay? Let's see what you guys are doing. So Vivan is doing some exercise. So I have also started joining yoga classes, and there is one good yoga posture that you can try doing. Okay, when you guys go to school and stay in school, sit in the same place for 8 hours and get tired, you can put your hands together. Oops, I don't want to show my fat tummy, but if you stretch it here, your spine gets enough relaxation. So keep stretching it as much as you can, and you will see that your spine feels much better after sitting for long hours. Try doing that a couple of times, you will like it. I'm not in the right get up for showing you guys enough of yoga postures or asanas. Okay, that's called Tadasana. Let's not worry about it up to this point. Okay, I will try doing it. I have 2 points. This one and this one. Let's say this is point P1 and this is point P2. I need to find out the equation that is passing through this point. Let's find out, so again, same thing. If I have to find out the equation of a straight line, this is mx plus c, slope-intercept form. If I can find out the slope, if I can find out the y-intercept, will be good. Okay? So let's see if I can find out the slope. If I have 2 points, I can find out the slope on any given day without any hassle. This is point P1, this is point P2, x1, y1, x2, y2. And I am writing this, see how much of writing I do for solving the problem so that I don't have any confusion. So my slope will be rise over run. Rise over run. Whatever my brain thinks, that's what I keep kind of spitting out on the board. Rise. Y changed from 8 to minus 10. So this is my y. Y2. 10 minus the first value, minus 8. Divided by how much my x changed. From minus 8 to 1, meaning my x2 is 1 minus 8. Y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Minus 10 minus 8 becomes minus 18. Divided by 1 minus into minus becomes plus, so 1 plus 8, which is 9. This is minus 2. So I got my slope as minus 2. So now y equal to minus 2x plus c. And we don't know what is the value of c yet. Yeah? Now we will go back to this one. See, This is my equation of the line that is passing through this one and this one both. Yeah. Meaning this point will satisfy the condition here as well as this point will satisfy this condition here. Yeah. So see, this is the deal. Okay? If this is the line, every point, meaning every combination of x and y value will satisfy the equation of this line. Okay. Now, since we are talking about this one, we'll pick this equation. Y, what is the value of y here? 8 equal to m is minus 2 times x, which is minus 8 plus c. So this became 8 equal to minus 2 into minus 8. 2 into 8 16, minus into minus becomes plus c. Or we are trying to find out c here. So 16 goes to this side, it became minus 16. So c, my c is 2 minus 16, which is minus 14. I'll plug in this value here. If you don't feel comfortable plugging the value here, I will literally move this for you guys. Yeah. So this became y equals minus 2, which was the m value, 2x, and c was minus 14. This is the equation of the line. Yeah. So simple thing is, if you have any 2 points, you can easily find out the slope. Try plugging in that value into the slope intercept form, and you would still not know the value of the c. That you can get by picking any points, x and y combination, plug in there, you will find out the value of c also. And I'm not asking you guys to memorize it. Now, okay, I will not pick up the next problem, because if we try solving the slope intercept form, word problem on linear equation in 5 minutes, we will not do justice with that. So there are a couple of things that I want you guys to keep in your mind. If I have any equation, let's look at some of the basic parts of it. X plus y equal to 13. This is a linear equation. You guys agree? Because my power to x and power to y is 1. So this is a linear equation. It's going to draw a straight line only for us. Now when I have an equation like this, what does it mean to me as a layman? What it means to me is, it's not an equation actually. It's a contract. It's a deal between x and y. X and y have shaken hands and saying my value and your value together will be 13. They have got into agreement, official agreement, a contract. So this is how the agreement is working for them. X and y have agreed that their values together will be 13. X says my value is 15. This guy is trying to breach the contract. Y says, okay, I don't care. I don't worry about it. I'll change my value to minus 2 so that together we are still 13. X says, okay, I am 0. Y says, I don't have to worry. I'll change my value to 13. So this contract is met. Okay? Or this contract is honored. So any equation that you look at is nothing but the agreement between the variables, and they change their values in a way that this contract is met. Now coming back to this equation that I was talking about, that if you have 2 points and you have the coordinates given for these points, x1, y1, x2, y2. From that you are able to find the slope by plugging in the value in this one, mx plus c. This equation. It is still a contract. So this point will satisfy this contract and this point will also satisfy this contract. Or a line represented by a linear equation, what it means is, no matter where you go, any point you pick up, the x and y value of that point will satisfy this condition. That is why this whole line is represented by this equation, not any point in particular. Right? So once you find out the slope and you have 2 2 points coordinates known to you, you say, okay, I know the equation, so this guy will satisfy this equation, this guy will also satisfy this equation. So you are just plugging in the x and y value that helps you determine the value of the constant or the y intercept. Too much to digest? Are you guys okay? I mean, see, it's not about how much I'm covering, it's about how much sense I'm making to you guys. That's what I'm trying to enforce and ensure. Any questions that you have, please don't hesitate to ask. Ask it now rather than dealing with it later. No questions? Vivan, Prabha, Arya, Shay, are there no questions? Prakhar and Garg, no questions? So, now, like every equation is a contract between the variables, now we also have a contract among ourselves, and that contract is after the class, when I upload the video of the class, please watch the video of the class and put some comments there saying, okay, today we talked about these two things. That's more like, confirming that yes, I have revised these things. That's the assurance I need from you guys, because that will give me the comfort that when we go to the next class, we don't have own doubts or ambiguities around what we have done in the previous class. Okay? Now, other thing that I wanted to call out here was that now schools are starting. So Wednesday option will not work. The afternoon one, right? So what I'm planning is, I will move the Wednesday class to Saturday. So we'll have Sunday class like this one, and we'll have another class on Saturday at 8:30. Does that work? Or 8:45, 3:15 minutes more. Because that's the only slot I have. What will happen is, if I keep it in the afternoon, that will not work because I have other classes, and I cannot keep it on a weekday because I have my work also. So evening is the only slot that we have, and evening slot would not work because those are already consumed, and anything before that doesn't work for you guys because you guys will be in the school. So only option that we have is Saturday, Sunday 10 a.m., Saturday 8:30 a.m. If it is too early for you guys, you'll have to work on something. Yes, Prabha. Say one more time. Okay. So Sunday 10 a.m. works, right? Or that also has problem. Saturday is where you have problems. Okay. So everybody look at your schedule. So let me do this way. I'm proposing that this is what we are wanting to do. Saturday 8:30, Sunday 10. Everybody look at your schedule, let me know what works, what doesn't work. Majority of you should be able to work. For one or two of you who is having problem, I'll have to find out something. Okay? But please be aware that we might not have too many options because like the way school is starting for you guys, my work schedule also I have to kind of make sure that I'm not messing around with that. No? So we'll have to just find out something workable, and if one or two of you have some issues, just